Hi, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make this Enderman statue. I've built it so it doubles up as another portal, but you could build it to hold any block you like. I'm going to start off building using smooth stone to make the dimensions easier to see, and I'll change the blocks to black concrete later using WorldEdit. If you're not using WorldEdit, you can build using black concrete straight away. So let's get started. Start off by building two 2x2 squares with a 2-block wide space in between. This will be the base of the legs. Then build upwards by 26 blocks, so that the tower of blocks is 27 blocks high in total. Build up to the same height on all 4 blocks. Then repeat this for the other leg. Build a platform joining the legs on top of this. This will become the body. Make this platform 1 block wider on each side, so that it's 4 by 8 blocks. You then want to build up by 11 blocks, so that the body is 12 blocks high in total. Go around the structure building up to match. Once that's done, fill in the top. Build up by 1 block the whole way around the outside of the new top platform. Then build out by 1 block to the front and the back. This will be the base of the head. Build up by 6 blocks to make the head 7 blocks tall, then go around the whole rectangle to match. Fill in the top of the head. This is what the statue shape should look like so far. Now it's time to build the arms. Start off by building a 2-block cube in the centre of the body section, where it meets the head. Continue to build these cubes, going down and forwards by 1 block each time. Do this until the arms are 19 blocks long in total. Repeat this exactly the same on the other side. Here you can see what the statue looks like so far with the arms. The next thing to do is to build the portal or the block. I built the first block 3 blocks back from the end of the arm. I then built across to the other arm, which should be 8 blocks wide in total. Build a square coming forwards from this, with each side 8 blocks long. I actually miscounted here, so please don't get confused by me not being able to count. I'll go back and fix it later. Next, build down and across to form an 8-block cube. I realised my mistake here, don't mind me struggling. Now the shape of the structure is done. I used WorldEdit here to replace the smooth stone with black concrete. The command is on the screen if you're using WorldEdit too. I decided to add a gradient to the statue here, just to add a bit of colour, but this is completely optional, so feel free to ignore this step if you want a more realistic Enderman, or at least as realistic as a Minecraft Enderman can be. I started by replacing the top layer of blocks of the head with crying obsidian. I then went around each side and built some more randomly placed crying obsidian on the next 2 layers of blocks. You can slow this part of the video down and follow block for block if you want, but if you want to just build your own gradient, try not to make it too blocky and don't make each block in an even line. The next layer in the gradient is normal obsidian. This gets a little harder to see, so sorry if it's not too clear to follow along in some lighting. You just want to follow the same sort of process as with the first layer. The pattern looks more clear here if you need some reference. The final layer to add is coal blocks. You do want to make sure that you leave some space for black concrete at the bottom of the head to complete the full gradient. I like the way this gradient looks using these shaders, which are BSL shaders, but it should look clear even without any shaders. This is how the head looks with the completed gradient. I then used the same kind of process to add a gradient to the arms. The only difference is that since the arms are quite a bit longer than the head, you want each layer of the gradient to be longer in proportion to this. I used about 4 to 5 blocks for each layer. You want to use the same order of crying obsidian, coal blocks and the black concrete that is already there. Use this process on both arms. Once this is done, just use the same process for the legs. Again, the legs are longer than the arms, so you want to use more blocks for each layer of the gradient. I used about 6 to 7 blocks for each layer. Here's a quick look at that from each side. The next thing I did was to add the eyes. To do this, I broke 3 blocks on each side of the face, 3 blocks up and with 2 blocks in between. Break 1 more block behind this and replace them with sea lanterns to get the glowing effect of the eyes. Fill the block in front with purple stained glass. Then add 2 purple stained glass panes to the side of each eye by the sea lanterns and the glass. This is just so it doesn't look too weird from the side. Now we're almost done. Next, we want to work on the block that they're holding, which I'm making a portal. Since you can't light the top or bottom square, I used blue, purple and magenta stained glass blocks in a random pattern filling in these squares. Then light each side of the portal. The last thing I did was to add some blocks to make the little particles that would usually surround an Enderman. I did this by placing a few purple glass blocks, panes and candles in the air around the Enderman's head and upper body. Like the gradient, this is completely optional, but I do think it adds a nice touch to the build as a whole. And that's it! I hope you found this useful, and thank you so much for watching to the end of the video if you've made it this far. Be sure to leave any feedback or requests for future videos in the comments. Bye!